Now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go over this core concept a little bit. So the definition of dividing the rational expressions is we get answers, but it's in this format of A over B divided by C over D, which these are just rational expressions and we're just labeling them A, B, C, and D. When you solve them, that's the same thing as when you go ahead and you divide regular fractions, you flip and multiply, right? So this is the same thing as saying A over B times D over C. However, there are some limitations. If you remember back to the beginning of the unit, when we had, say, 6 over x and we had to go graph it. When x was 0, it was undefined and we had that asymptote and nothing crossed it. So your solution, when we find it, it can't have a value of 0. So, because that would make it not exist and not possible. So that's why it says B can't equal 0, C can't equal 0, and D can't equal 0. So when you guys get into the harder problems, you need to go ahead and see what makes those values 0. Therefore, it can't equal it. So for instance, if I have 3 over x plus 4, this x plus 4 can't equal 0. Therefore, we need to see what makes it equal 0. So what value of x makes it equal 0? How do we do that? Well, we set it equal to 0. So x equals -4. So when x equals -4, our denominator turns to 0. So our answer could possibly be this, but x can't equal -4 because that would turn the denominator to 0. Let me give you another little example. This one matches the one in the core concept, so I'll explain it. So we've got 7 over x plus 1 divided by x plus 2 over 2x minus 3. First step is we need to rewrite that 7 over x plus 1. Then we are multiplying by the reciprocal, so 2x minus 3 over x plus 2. Now, when we put everything together, we need to check to see if we can cancel anything out. No, we can't cancel, so we're just going to keep the factors as is. So that means I've got 7 times 2x minus 3 over x plus 1 and x plus 2. However, I need to now find out what makes each of these pieces 0, because my answer cannot equal that. And that takes us back to that definition of the A over B times D over C. But our B, which in this case would be that x plus 1, can't equal 0. The C, which is that x plus 2, the 2x minus 3 can't equal 0. And the x plus 2, which is the D, can't equal 0. So we need to see what makes these 3 pieces 0 and say our x cannot equal them. So you can either 1, look at it, or 2, set all 3 of those pieces equal to 0. So x plus 1 equals 0. That means x equals -1. We'll make that piece 0. So x cannot be -1. X plus 2 equals 0. So when x equals -2, that makes that undefined. So x cannot also be -2. And then the last one is 2x minus 3. Set that equal to 0. X is 3 over 2, which is 1.5. And so therefore x cannot equal 1.5 as well. Now this is your complete answer. So that's going to be the hardest piece, is making the answers of what x cannot equal. So watch this video again, or just watch through my examples that are coming up, and that will help you out.